The results are streaming in from the primary elections in Virginia, and two of the races are extremely close.
They are. We have you covered, though, from the heated battle in the 5th District to a run for a U.S. Senate seat to the fight for a council seat in the 4th Ward.
We have team coverage tonight as we bring you updates on all the biggest races affecting you in this primary election. We begin with the race for the 5th Congressional District, and you are looking at the results on the screen right there between incumbent Bob Good and challenger John McGuire. This is for the Republican nomination, and you could see that is an extremely close race, and it has been close all night long. Right now, it shows McGuire in the lead by just a few hundred votes.
Donald Trump back to McGuire after Bob Good endorsed Ron DeSantis. McGuire and his supporters are holding a watch party at the Virginian Hotel in downtown Lynchburg, and that's where we find ABC 13's Kelsey Childress. How's McGuire feeling tonight?
Well, Mark, that's actually a really good question. We haven't seen him at all at this event yet, which is pretty surprising. But I wanted to give you a look right behind me. As you can see, there are a lot of people still in this room, but this is the most active that it's been all night. Other than this, it's been a pretty quiet night and pretty calm around here. And like I said, I haven't seen McGuire yet, but I did talk to him yesterday. And he tells me that he was confident going into tonight, but he did know that it was going to be tough to beat incumbent Bob Good. Now, he says he ran to give the people a choice and to restore trust in Capitol Hill. If elected, McGuire says he will prioritize your safety, working to secure the southern border. He also wants to make everyday life more affordable for Virginian families. Now, I'm staying here at the Virginian until this race is called, so be sure to tune in to our website, WSET.com, to see all the updates in this race. And you can also hear reaction from McGuire on Good Morning Virginia. But for now, we're live in Lynchburg. Kelsey Childress, ABC 13 News.
That may be a very late night, Kelsey. Thanks for that. As we wait for those final results to come in, we're going to check in with incumbent Bob Good's watch party. ABC 13's Brittany Slaughter joins us live from there tonight. Brittany. Seems to have a little trouble with Brittany out there. We're going to try again here. I thought I heard her for a second. Well, I hear her now. Brittany?
Hi, hey guys, we're going to try to go ahead and push through this. It sounds like we're having some technical difficulties here, but we're here outside La Villa. It has been quite a night here. Emotions have just been all over the place. When the results have been coming in, there's been cheers, there's been a moment of silence, there's been lots of prayers sent up for the campaign, and the media, we're currently outside. We were allowed inside the building at first, and then we were told to leave. Congressman Good is no longer here. We saw him at the beginning of the night. He has not addressed the media yet, and he has since left for the evening. Again, we don't know really the results of that election right now, but we are waiting to hear those. We've been told, though, that they're sending everybody home. The staff here at La Villa have been staying much longer than their shift originally was allowed for. So everyone has been sent home for the night, and we will have those results hopefully tomorrow. Good has sent everyone home for his campaign to get a good night's sleep. And again, we'll hopefully have some more tomorrow for you guys. So make sure to stay tuned. And again, we'll send it back to you for now, Noreen and Mark.
All right, as we've been saying, it's a very tight race. Let's take a closer look at where the votes for Bob Good and John McGuire are coming from. This is the Associated Press's election map. These green bubbles show where Good came out on top. The red is where McGuire had stronger support. So let's go ahead and take a look at Campbell County, where Good has about 56% of the vote. Over in Lynchburg City, he has 58% of the vote, and then we go one up to Amherst County, and he's got 55% of the vote. His challenger, John McGuire, is doing better around the Richmond area. Let's take a look at Powhatan County, 62% of the vote there. Up here in Goochland County, 61%. And down here in Pittsylvania County, McGuire comes out on top with 56%. At this hour, the Good-McGuire slugfest is still very much too close to call.
And we are getting a clearer picture of who will be the other name on the ballot in the 5th District race come November. Here's a look at where things stand for the Democrats in the race. And you can see Gloria Witt took a commanding lead there, a win with almost 60% of the whole vote over Paul Riley and Gary Terry.
ABC 13's Rachel Branning was at her watch party this evening and joins us live from the registrar's office with her reaction. Brittany?
Mark, Noreen, Gloria Witt was surrounded by her closest friends, family, and supporters in Lynchburg when that race was called. She tells me it just took a miracle to get where she is today. Witt says she's honored that voters put their support behind her in this race. She says it took a village of people encouraging others to vote to take home this nomination. She tells me she's hoping that come November, there will be a new Democratic voice in Congress.
I'm feeling blessed that the voters entrusted their vote to me to be their voice. So this is just a combination of taking it to the next level, and I really want to be the voice of the district.
ABC 13 also caught up with Gary Terry at his election night party in Danville. He says he's disappointed in the results, but will be supporting Witt moving forward.
I'm a little surprised at the results, but you know, you never know until election day. They've already called her and congratulated her on a well-run campaign.
We haven't heard back yet from the third candidate, Paul Riley. Witt tells me that she, Terry, and Riley are going to be working together over the coming months to get her to Congress in November. Live in Lynchburg, Rachel Branning, ABC 13 News.
Thank you, Rachel. Lynchburg's Vice Mayor Chris Feraldi was trying to hold on to his city council seat against Republican challenger Peter Alexander, and this was another super tight race. Here are the latest numbers, and you can see Feraldi in the lead by just 21 votes. The absentee ballots still have to be counted. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to take a much closer look at this race.
And 5 Republicans squared off to take on Tim Kaine for a seat in the U.S. Senate. Hung Cao has won the Republican nomination for that seat with about 63% of the votes. This means that Cao will be taking on Kaine in the upcoming general election in November. Kaine is running for his 3rd term in the Senate. He was first elected to the office back in 2012. Before that, he was Virginia's 70th governor, being inaugurated in 2006.
We are joined now by political expert and University of Lynchburg professor Dave Richards here in our studio. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here. A very close race in the 5th district. John McGuire has a very slim lead right now. A lot of money, Dave, was spent in this race. How has that impacted what we're seeing tonight?
I think we're seeing a close race because there was a lot of money. This was one of the most expensive races that's been run in Virginia, and there was a lot of outside money, so there was a lot of sort of influence trying to be put into the district, and I think we see this voter turnout as a result of it and this really close race.
A big deal was made about Bob Good first supporting Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in his race for the presidency. That is what's playing into the numbers here?
I think so, right? So when he did that, you know, that obviously didn't go over too well with Trump. And when McGuire entered the race, Trump saw an opportunity to sort of get some payback, I think. And he's definitely come a long way tonight with John McGuire. So we'll have to see.
So the Donald Trump endorsements hang very large over Virginia right now because he also endorsed Senate candidate Hung Cao, who wiped out his competition, I mean, very handedly.
Yeah, and so that was a very successful endorsement, and Trump really kind of hit it out of the ballpark with that one. With McGuire, it seems like he's also done pretty well. Remember, a couple of months ago, no one really knew who John McGuire was, and in the past couple of months, he's come up and he's going to win about 50% of the vote, which is pretty remarkable, against an incumbent that everyone knew and most people were fine with.
And not many people knew who Hung Cao was either.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yes.
both had ads with President Trump in them, supporting them, so that has to give them a big boom.
I think that's definitely been key, and that's part of where that money has gone in terms of spending on those TV commercials and lots of advertisement as well.
Are we learning any lessons from all of this?
I think a lot of people are going to be hesitant to cross Trump in the future because if he is going to endorse your opponent, then you're going to be having a big uphill climb. You know, even if Good wins tonight or if he wins this week, as it might turn out to be, you know, he's had to spend a lot of money and time to get that win. And so I think that's a lot of people are going to want to avoid that. And so I think Trump has some power now. We'll have to see, of course, in the general election how he does, how Hung Cao does. Whoever wins tonight, whether it's Good or McGuire, will probably win because this is a pretty Republican district. But statewide, we'll have to see if Trump still has that power to bring voters out.
Democrats have not been doing very well in the 5th district as of late. Does the nominee for the Democratic side have a chance, do you think, in this 5th district, which is pretty red?
Sure. I mean, normally the Democrats get about 40% of the vote or something around there. So it's not as if they don't get any votes. Going to run a good race. Perhaps some people in the Republican side might be a little burnt out after this kind of really bruising primary that we've seen. So maybe they have an edge in there, but is there going to be a Democratic win? At this point, I haven't seen any numbers that show me that's going to happen.
Last Democrat was Tom Perriello a long time ago.
And that, of course, was when Obama was elected, and there was a huge turnout at that point, and a lot of Democrats won who didn't win the next election. So normally, I think we're going to see, for the time being, still Republicans in this district.
All right.
Dave
Political
Richards.
expert Dave Richards, thanks.
Thank you.
Now to the Lynchburg City Council race in the 4th Ward. Lynchburg Vice Mayor Chris Feraldi is running to hold on to his council seat against Republican challenger Peter Alexander. You can see the numbers right there. Again, Feraldi ahead by just 21 votes. A very close race there with Chris Feraldi in the lead for council seat.
Let's get to ABC 13's Alexia Stanbridge live with some reaction from Feraldi to this very tight race. Alexia.
The Lynchburg City Registrar says this race is too close to call. But Feraldi says right now it's looking like he won the Republican nomination. Now everyone's left Feraldi's watch party, but tonight it was filled with excitement and nerves while they waited. Now, Feraldi says it's time to focus on the general election in November.
I can tell you that the most important thing in this race was to show that we're delivering real results for the city, not more rhetoric.
The registrar says there are only about 21 votes between Alexander and Feraldi. He's still waiting for the election day absentee and provisional ballots. He says these could make a difference or end in a recount if it goes within the margin of error of 1%. Now, the results could come in as late as Monday. Whoever wins this Republican nomination will go against Democratic candidate April Watson. Reporting live in Lynchburg, Alexia Stanbridge, ABC 13 News.